also be used for landscaping. So,
Mm-hmm.
and it's industrial landscaping, industrial mulch as well. So it's like had tons of mulch that he's spreading out. So it's a very good business, and the opportunity, like I said, is pretty good and very lucrative at the moment. Like just to give you an idea, 8 trees is around like $29,000.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the rate right now. So,
That's amazing.
and I don't, I was driving around today. It was barely a street that I didn't see trees on the side of the road. Probably about 10 yards to four. I wouldn't say 4 feet, probably like 3 feet, 4 feet high, maybe with um, the base of the tree. Just dumping that is $2,000.
Mm.
So it's being in the South. I'm not gonna lie, I do appreciate that. Is outside of being in the city, the landscape in the South is a lot better. I think, other than
Yeah.
like just trash and construction. So it kind of balances itself out. So my tour space week, that's kind of coming from there for us. Me and him used to be in, or he really wants me to go in business with him and to really do it like a family business type of thing, right? So it's kind of been I want to say hard, but being focused and knowing that this journey and this other partnership I have with the mailbox business is actually what I need to learn how to really grow a business from the bottom up, and as far as within this industry. So there's a lot of different things. I don't want to give everything because we also kind of have a plan around the education of doing it. So it's been a very good thing, but keeping balance within partnerships and relationships is to its base things as well. Making sure that your partner or you not putting all your work on the other person, right? Is one of those things. So taking that energy, going to a three-space week and trying to do three things, they're really not really. It's really not good. So threes are also meant to kind of find the middle ground and find focus, and then like I said, you can find different businesses and different avenues once you have a base within your business or within your structure of venturing out and using your creativity to create different streams of income within your business. So yeah, it's going to be um, I think an eventful week where we want to learn a lot, looking at the opportunities that's ahead, but also on the other side of that is money, debt, right? So I do get out of my little situation this week. I learned my lesson with hanging out with my friends financially, that I'm gonna be on the right course. So um, you reap what you sow, right? There's also a model for the three of spades. So the work you put in, making sure that you get paid for it, and also getting rid of your debt, or however, and that can also put you in those stressful situations where you're trying to juggle three jobs at once because of your financial debt and the things that you went through financially as well. So, but pressure creates inspiration, and it definitely creates diamonds. So, yeah. So, as far as the three of spades, was there anything else that you all want to go over or speak about? I think we kind of went through the two of spades. The only thing I wanted to speak about for my week was that three of hearts came alive from the two of spades for me, of not understanding and questioning and making sure I understand what other people are coming from emotionally, you know. So that was another learning point for me, and understanding um, or maybe seeing some hidden things as far as people's sexuality, not and people questioning that. I think that by curiosity was is something that the two of spades and three of hearts can kind of have as well. So I seen that kind of face to face in my personal experience. So
And you're 34, right? So the two of spades is in the sun for you on this plate.
oh, Okay, that makes yeah. I didn't
Hmm.
even look at my
And
yearly.
remember, your Pluto card is the two of diamonds. So, going into business is definitely not about just, you've got to make sure you protect yourself, make sure there's contracts, make sure you're not, when that two of diamonds is in Pluto, it's, you're dealing with other people's resources and values and, cooperation. So, in your planetary ruling spread, your cosmic moon is the Jack of Diamonds. So just be mindful of, it being a sweet deal, and then you not just protect yourself. I don't care if it's family, your mama, your brother, your kid. You got to protect yourself. That's all. And yeah, the two of spades is in the sun for you.
Yeah, it was definitely a highlight week and very I'm trying not to say too much but tell you but a very eye-opening, as far as how people can be taken and misunderstood. But yeah, the work relationship and the partnership, I've been learning a lot. So it's been a learning experience, and it definitely was something that's contractual, so it's based upon the agreement with the four spades, actually, which is the support of my two of diamonds. So that was who the business was with.
Oh
But,
wow.
so, but even then, also wholesaling and partnerships, willing and dealing is a two of diamonds
Yeah.
energy as well. So taking advantage of that and within chaos, right? with the
It's my
with the
Pluto card this year too. It's my Pluto card for life.
where
So,
you got the two of diamonds this year.
because I'm 45.
Where that's dope. Okay, so how do you see that showing up for you?
Um, just working better with, looking at different. I've actually, it's funny that right as my birthday came, I was presented with a lot of different opportunities for partnerships. Doing maybe a possible couple podcast things came up for me. It's funny. I actually will be. I went to this metaphysics shop on Friday here locally, and I was telling, we were in the room on Clubhouse on Friday that I've seen them on Facebook a few times, and I'm like, oh, I want to go in this place. I'd love to check it out because they have, teas and books and crystals, and it's a really, I had never been there, so I didn't know what it looked like inside, but something has been telling me to go in this store. And then I had seen them post that like they have like monthly events, and they did like, tarot and tea. They had, readings and stuff like that. So it was like even more that like maybe I should go in and talk to them. Maybe they will be open to, doing, having different readers there, especially knowing that they probably have not heard of cardology. And, it'd be really cool to introduce it to them and see if they'd be open to it. So on Friday, a Jack of Clubs day, um, I went up there, and the place was really cool, really nice inside, really warming, very inviting. And just started shooting the shit with the owners, and didn't even like bring it up right off the rip. I was asking them questions. I was just talking to them, and then I said, you guys do readings. I said, oh yeah, he does tarot. She's more psychic mediumship, and I was like, oh, it's dope. And then I was like, do you guys have other readers come in? They're like, yeah, we'll have special guests, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, have you ever heard of cardology? And they were like, no. And then I, just gave them a little bit of an introduction. And I said, well, when's your birthday? I said, the beauty about this, system is you don't need birth time. You don't need birth location to see your birthday. And I got the gentleman's birthday. He was a 7 of clubs. Here you are running a spiritual shop. Hello. That was easy. And I just gave him a little brief reading about the 7 of clubs, and he was floored. And then when his wife comes, he's like, I'm not going to tell you her birthday. I want her to hear this. So she comes over, and I, tell her a little bit about the cards and get her birthday. She's at 3 of clubs. I was like, oh, you're his Mars card. And they were just like, what the, how did you know? And so
Mhm.
now on October 26th, I'm their guest reader for Tarot and Tea. So yeah, I'll be doing, yeah, I'm excited about it. It'll be fun. And, kind of actually being in front of people. So if you're in the Orlando, Sanford area and you see this and want to come, it's called Dear Universe. It's in Sanford off of First Street. And it'll be on October 26th from 11 to 7, and readings. It's a really cool shop. A lot of crystals, tarot cards, books, incense, candles. I mean, jewelry. It's a really, really welcoming place, and their tea selection is out of this world. They were they do like on Monday, this Monday, tomorrow. They're having like a Reiki share. Then they do like ceremonies for the full moon, the new moon. So it's a really cool spot, and I'm looking forward. They called me today. We talked for a little bit. I'll start sharing about it. I'm gonna make some flyers and start sharing about the event. But I'm really excited to like get out there and really just introduce people to the system that is so beneficial and so incredible to understand and just get insight. So I'm excited. I think the 26th is the Nine of Hearts Day, so even more because I love that energy.
That's dope. What is that day for you personally? You said.
That's a good question, Rashad. I don't know. I didn't even look. Give me a second.
What? What? Well, once I find out, I'm gonna go and
Well,
watch.
I got Ace of Diamonds and a Four of Clubs that day. It's my Uranus day.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, Gina, that sounds like you get to where you go. Like that. Whenever I've heard you share about it, it's like, wow, look at Gina just going right where she goes, like falling right into a perfect spot to do her thing. I love it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it'll be cool. And like I said, they were like, even today, they left a message, and when they called, they were like, it was just crazy how you knew this from the birthday. So, I'm really excited to bring this to people, more intimately. So yeah, we'll see. Told them I may come to the full moon ceremony that they're doing just to kind of, get them more familiar with me and get a feel for the community that comes out there and just, connect with people. So I think it'll be dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And I shouldn't have to ask, but if y'all want to see us like locally, hit us up on Instagram in the inbox. Let us know. Sometimes we don't know that we, should be out touring and maybe helping.
I know a friend who wants me to come. I have a friend whose friend is having a Halloween party, and she has asked me to come and do readings at the Halloween party. I was like,
what to wear? What to wear? Oh
my card costume. Hello.
I went. Oh yeah, the what did you have? The King of Clubs.
I have the King of Hearts and the Queen of Hearts. I got both.
She's the royal family. She has her parents with her. She comes with the whole royal family.
I just thought about that today, card costumes. But we having a party. I'm gonna be Gambit.
But my little one told me I'm not allowed to wear it this Halloween. She said no.
Oh yeah, you said she didn't like it last year.
She's like, I'm not gonna go out with you like that. I said, why not? It's fun.
But before we got
I was like, I'll dress the dog up. Can I get the dog a card costume? She said, hell no.
That's a yearly thing. That's a yearly tradition. She just doesn't know. It has to be a tradition. But before we got in here, let's go through the comments. I was going through every now and then. Someone said they're in the Three of Clubs 52-day period. And so as far as the 52-day periods, it kind of helps to know if it's Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, like which 52-day period it is. But definitely, and also other than it being just a 52-day period, like this is age spread 46. So she always call on one. This is age spread 46. So like the Four of Clubs is sitting Mars, Jupiter. Well, just a reset. Hold on. That's not a good example. So 48. So this period of the Three of Hearts is in Mars, Saturn, right? So that is going to be a little different than just saying that is Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Uranus or Neptune. So that is actually outside of what you see on Instagram. That's why that information is really incomplete sometimes, because you're not getting the full reading of the Mars and Saturn position. You may just be getting the Mercury read of the Three of Hearts, right? So you have to put all three of those things together. It's Mercury and it's Mars, Saturn. So what would that be like? So there could be restrictions or miscommunication, or maybe telling somebody off that you didn't mean to, right? It could be one of those things that kind of come up, or maybe something from your past coming up, and it was by from another person, right? So or a third party may have overheard something. So those are kind of like things that come from a three of hearts, or or your ex could pull up to your house with your new boot up, right? So you never know what can happen with that type of energy. So that's kind of how you look at the periods, and how you kind of read those. So like the three of clubs, kind of the same way. Where would it be? Would it be more telling, kind of more helpful? But overall, three of clubs and Mercury, just the three of clubs period, is a focus around communication, you know, as well. So it's very important to understand these plates and how to read them. I kind of feel like we need to do a master class or something, Gina, where we give people a day or maybe 2 days of reading, learning how to read your spread and your charts. Maybe a good to 20 people, um, $30 to $20, and we go through having 2 days worth of going through your yearly spreads or charts and teaching you kind of how to read different positions. I don't know, just kind of got inspired. There.
Yeah, I did that. I did a webinar. What? I'm not. I think this weekend coming up, I may do another webinar on Pluto, because that one was, I had a lot. That one was really good, and I think I want to do, since Pluto went direct, and we have Pluto leaving Capricorn here come in November for the last time. I think I want to do another webinar on Pluto, and I may do it Saturday or Sunday this weekend coming up. Um, I'll post about it. I'll let people know. I haven't decided yet. This week is, or this whole month has just been crazy with the weather, and the weekends being a little wacky. But so I didn't really schedule any webinars for this month. I said if I was going to do any, I'd just do like a pop up one. So I think I might do a pop up one this Saturday on Pluto, and our reward card. It's kind of similar to the first one that I did, because it's so in depth and powerful to have a grasp on Pluto. And I even taught, when I did the webinar on like how to read, like doing the mini readings and reading the plates. Someone just said if you were to have to briefly look at someone's spread, right, what would be the cards that you look at? And I always look at the card you're displacing, the card you're sitting in the house of, the long range card or the yearly card, and then the Pluto and the reward card. I can give a reading just from those. You can really see a good amount of what they'll be enduring or what's happening that year just from those cards. So yes, reading these plates is very important. And what I've been helping people do is I'm big on like, come out of the spread, see the whole plate, see the whole picture. Because let's just say like you're sitting, I don't know, the Three of Hearts house, and you meet someone, because you probably would be sitting in the house of the Three of Hearts, and let's say that person isn't directly in your spread. Well, if you're only looking in your spread, then to me, I feel like this whole plate tells a story. So I would look at, well, where, obviously, what's their card, what's your composite with that card, but where is that card sitting on that plate, in the year that you're in, that you're meeting this person, because it'll tell you maybe that kind of energy that they're, coming. Maybe that if you're sitting in the Three of Hearts and they're sitting, they're the tenant. I mean, I know this is their life spread, but let's say they are the 10 of diamonds, and you're 45 and whatever. So but you get where I'm going. Like, it's not directly in your spread. Take your, like, zoom out of the spread, see the whole plate. There's a whole story on the whole plate. But yes, it's good to know your spread, but be able to come out of it and see the whole thing. It's telling a story.
Right. So you were saying if they're displacing the three of hearts?
Yeah, like if someone was displacing the Three of Hearts, right? And let's say, okay, the Queen of Clubs, since you have it up here. And let's say the Queen of Clubs met a Jack of Diamonds. Obviously, that Jack of Diamonds is not directly in their spread, but they're sitting in the house of the Three of Spades, and that's Saturn Jupiter placement. So there you could be learning something from them. And if you were to be, maybe there's something that they're teaching you that can actually be very rewarding if you can take the time to listen. So they're not directly in your spread, but they're sitting in that house, and they may be bringing that energy. So it's just good to be able to come out and see the whole plate. You know what I mean? Because we get so focused on our spread, which is so very important. It is. But I get to the point where I zoom out of the spread and I look at the whole plate, and the whole plate will tell the whole story, you know.
Yeah. And honest, and some of you get readings and you want to do readings for other people, then you may get readings to learn how to read people, because
Yeah.
the way I do my readings is a lot of times I bring up the spread, you know. So, but also, if you are doing that, please let me know. Maybe after I'm done, for me personally. but but let us know as well, because there could be things within the spread that, or like she just stated, I wouldn't tell nobody that. You know, like I'm not gonna come out and tell you, oh, because the three of hearts is in their jack of diamonds and it's sitting here. You know, that's yeah, yeah. I'll just tell you where you. It could be a relationship where you're learning, you know, want to have fun. It could be somebody else that could possibly come, or it could be someone new that come in between the relationship. But I wouldn't get stressed about that particular person or that situation, because you meant to open up. You know, it may be meant to meet another person, or to learn from a different perspective about your own maybe personal relationship, or maybe, you know, learn from your mistakes in some type of way. But it's one of those things where you just want to kind of let us know if you are trying to learn how to do readings while getting a reading. But yeah, those are things that we really don't say and kind of speak about. So that's why webinars and those things are pretty good, because we kind of give you an inside perspective of what we learned and what we kind of don't say on Instagram either. So everything on Instagram, you know, just take it as surface level, because that's what it really is. It's not really expounded upon. Like today, I put Neptune, Mars, but you know the energy that it really is, as far as the two of spades, and that gives me the most clarity is reading this particular. I'm not going to say, but reading this as Mars in Pisces, as far as the two of spades. So that's kind of as one of the energies that I kind of read the two of spades with, is like that Mars and Pisces type of energy. So if you're into astrology, you can take that as a clue. Is it Mars Pisces going this way, or Mars, or you know, how is it going? But so yeah, let me
Yeah, I
see.
think it's you know, when you're, you know, like they said, if someone's coming to you for something specific, you know, like I said, if someone is displacing a certain house, right, and they come for a reading because this person came into their life, and you look in their spread and they're like, oh, they're not in your spread, so you know, maybe it's not relevant, but where they sit on that plate is relevant, you know, to you, and how they may even show up to you. So I think, again, it's so good to be able to kind of see the whole plate, the whole picture. I always look at what's sitting in the sun. I look at what's sitting Jupiter. I look what's sitting behind you. I look what's crowning you. You know, I look at a lot of different aspects of this plate, because the whole plate, like I said, is telling a story. And I also read the planetary ruling spread. I feel like if you're gonna get a reading, you need to look at that. Like if you're not getting if you're getting a reading and the planetary ruling spread is not included, to me that's just like you're missing so much, because it's just, you can find so much in that spread, you know, and it's just as important. So I feel like you want to know that as well. Even like my weekly readings, you're getting a read for your birth card spread and your planetary ruling card spread, because it's just as important, it's just as relevant. So, and that's why we were talking about you, I went right to your ace of spades, because that they're going to tell a story. You know what I mean? They're working energetically together.
Mhm.
So why would you not read them? So that's just as important,
Yeah,
for at
and
least
I'm
for my
not.
readings.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you I'm looking at your planetary rule. I'm not. I may read it, but I'm not going to tell you. But relationships in cards is always. I think we kind of said this prior, or maybe a couple weeks ago. You know, when you first get into tarot or astrology or any type of metaphysical science, a lot of times it is because of relationships and trying to understand relationships and kind of like. Hmm?
and hearts. So we'll see.
Oh. And kind of like the King of Spades, and what I was speaking about earlier, this spiritual science is to help you understand, the laws of people, nature, personalities, habits, and all those things. The King of Spades, Queen of Spades are the witches, and the Two of Spades is the black magician, right? So when it comes to relationships, these are tools to help you within your relationships and how to understand people, understand yourself and what periods you in. What's your mood? Why do your mood change? What's your habits and your lifestyle and those things that could be changing within this period. So these sciences are used to help you understand. They are not, but they are not quick fixes. It's not going to be easy success because you found the perfect match. I don't feel like there are any perfect matches because relationships are work. That's what the Two of Spades teaches us. That's what we kind of been talking about is the work that is in relationships, and once you have that understanding, you know what to work on. So that is how it helps you. It's not just a quick fix. So yeah, use the information and the knowledge to kind of help you learn about your relationships and learn about what your partner wants, learn about, you know, the ups and their down periods within their 52-day period. What are the extremes of that card possibly, and what could have caused that misunderstanding. So we appreciate you all. Next week we'll be going into a three of spades week. So I've definitely learned a lot about friendships and relationships this week. Nothing too bad. It was all really nine of clubs is actually the pessimistic thinker sometimes. So it could be negative thinking. So there was a little bit of negative thinking that was mixed in with the alcohol of the misunderstanding, but it did make out to be could have been a pretty good TV show. I'll tell you. It was like it was a mystery, right? It was definitely a mystery trying to figure it out. So, but we'll see you all next week. Was there anything else that you wanted to go on, Gina?
Nope. Like I said, I'll do a post. If I do a webinar on Saturday on Pluto, and then like I said, if you're local to the Orlando area, Central Florida area, I'll be posting about the in-person readings. Yeah, I'm excited about that. I think that'll be fun. Other than that, this week coming up, I know Mars is opposing Pluto from what Rob was saying in that clubhouse room that we did for quite some time. So and makes kind of sense with the energy that we're under. We're getting closer to the election time, and I think the Three of Spades week is going to be a little busy and so find ways to ground yourself, find ways to relieve some stress naturally, healthy ways, have patience, try not to take on too much. That's going to be key. Don't overwhelm yourself, don't overcommit yourself. Make sure you're resting, turn off the TV. There's even more hype. It's crazy how quickly, once this storm passed, there were already people coming out saying there's another one coming directly in the same path. And like, so you see the fear, you see the hype, log off and be present. Sometimes threes, they struggle with the present because they're, constantly looking or busy. So it'll be really important that you find a solid base and a solid place to kind of, ground yourself into and take care of your health, get rest, disconnect, ground yourself, connect with with Mother Earth as best as you can in this week. Because like I said, these energies, Three of Spades is a card that can overdo it. So
Mhm.
procrastinate and worry. So those are the lower sides. But the high side is get creative, play, have fun. That'll help relieve some of the tension that can come with that energy. That's, I think, a big part for those threes. They're fun cards. They're social, very social cards too. So it definitely is important, to do things that, get you out and moving around so you don't become stagnant with that energy as well or overwhelmed with it. But yeah, that's it.
All
That's
right.
it.
Well, like you said, don't overwork yourself. You reap what you sow. right? Make sure you pay off all your debts. Anybody call you, make sure you answer the phone. I know how I was raised. We don't answer bill collector calls, but so you may want to reach a settlement, But thank you all. We'll see you all next week. Thank you all for your participation, questions, and everything that you bring to the card table as well. Like we said, we bring you our lives, and you all bring us, your interaction and the questions that you ask. Help us bring those aspects out of us and make us kind of dive a little bit deeper. Um, let's see. Someone asked one more. Let's see if we can answer this quickly. What about the seven of diamonds and the eight of spades? They aren't in each other's spread, right? The seven of diamonds, the seven transforms to eight of clubs. So no, they're not in the spread. They eight of
Well,
clubs.
the Eight of Spades has the Nine of Hearts. It's Neptune card, so it does
No,
kind of
yeah.
have the Seven of Diamonds connected to it there.
Yeah, with the nine of hearts as the support and challenge. So it's not in that directly, but if you're reading, and why is that important? Or why June said, if I'm reading the nine of hearts, I'm also reading that eight of spades vertically in Mercury for the nine of hearts.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I actually had the nine of hearts hit me up today. so um so yeah, it's a indirect link to the eight of spades there. So
Yeah, no,
whenever
they're
you
not.
read
Yeah, they're
them,
not in each other's spreads, but that directly, right? But yeah, because of the Nine of Hearts being connected to the Seven of Diamonds, there is still, a connection, I would say. And even like what I find interesting about the sevens is that one does transform into an eight, the eight of clubs. So that seven and eight dance is really interesting because when you see like a lot of the sevens have the eights as either challenging karma cards or vice versa. So they are connected.
yeah. And speaking of Pilates chakras, oh my gosh, her workouts have been sent. To be honest, if you have, I was just talking to my cousin who's 40, talking about working out and managing their cholesterol levels, high blood pressure, and all those issues. Actually, nine of hearts, right, can come with that. But if they listen and actually have some type of discipline and work out, they wouldn't have all those issues or problems. 70 diamonds can have high blood pressure and those things as well. But physical activity defeats all of those issues, stagnation mentally and physically. So that's kind of the lesson around the eight of spades for those particular cards. So definitely appreciate your work. And I have some of those videos on my YouTube. Definitely, I need to get back in there because, like I said, I just had that conversation today about not working out, which I actually went to a couple yoga spots in LA, which through a couple friendships was pretty cool, So I did enjoy it. But that fire breathing workout that we did, that was crazy. That was crazy. Got to see that again. So I wanted to encourage her to get on her IG and stuff and give us some previews so get y'all involved and get y'all excited about them. So definitely, through a space as well, workout, physicality, those
Yeah,
things.
try something, take a new class. That could be something you do in this week. Maybe you take a Pilates class or a yoga class, or, I could see getting readings with the three energy. I could see, doing, even like just going a different way to the store, going to another store, just again, trying something that you normally wouldn't do is a big, I think, three energy, branch out a little bit and kind of like that five energy. Um, and they can be social. I think that's a good thing too, to get a little bit social with
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
energy. Or they can be emu. It can go either way. you know. Um, but I think
Yeah.
because we're talking about the spades, just good again, doing different things for your health, your work, your spiritual practices is gonna be, key. And I love Pilates. That's been my new love. I've been procrastinating. Like I ended up having to um stop because when I have the baby that I watch, it kind of interfere with my schedule. But then I realized it's just an excuse because you can just wake up earlier. But I have not done that, so
Mhm.
that's my problem. but I do want to get back into it. And you know what? This may be the week that I do it, like consistently. I've been doing it, but I need to get back to the consistency that I was doing before, because it is really good for your body.
Then we made a point as well, looking at the transformation of each card within your personal spread is a connection as well. So yeah, that's a connection also. But two of spades, take accountability. So you gotta take accountability, making sure you get out there up to your end. There's no drudgery within the work, even if you're not compensated to a spades, unfortunately. But if you gotta do it, you gotta do it. So there's no compensation within working out. It's just a physical result. So
Yep, exactly. Well,
so
Rashad,
but
thank you. We'll see you next week, everybody.
yeah,
Enjoy the
see you
week.
all.
We'll see you
Thank
next
you.
Sunday.
Enjoy.
Bye. Peace.